Hello lovelies and welcome to Vlogtober. I am doing something a little bit different. I'm actually doing thank you camera. I am actually doing something a little bit different. I've decided to do a kind of autumn winter because no way will I be able to read all these books in autumn alone, but I'm going to do a autumn winter reading list because I have 6 books that I kind of want to get through by the time Christmas rolls around. Some of them are more kind of like self-helpy ones, and kind of the others are, I think it's kind of a half and half split. Like half of them are self-helpy ones and half of them are kind of fiction type books. But I've got a really interesting mixture, so I thought I would share them all with you. So I'm going to start off with the 3 more like self-helpy type ones because some of them are actually really interesting. Because some of them are really quite interesting and I think some of you guys might like to read them as well. So the first one, I've heard quite a lot of talk about this one, but it's called The Miracle Morning, and it's, I can't remember, oh here it is, Hal Elrod is the author. It's 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 AM. And I've heard people like absolutely raving about this book on Instagram, and I am really excited to read it because I am one of those people, I definitely struggle to get up in the morning, never mind like struggle with my B12 problem and my energy levels. Like I can sleep for 11 hours and still wake up tired. But I used to be a really big morning person, so one of my goals, I'm actually pre-planning my 2019 resolutions, but one of them is to become better with my morning routines and to actually get up early and get stuff done like I used to. Like I used to get so much done before like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then it seems like my B12 deficiency has gone mad and all I seem to do is sleep, and I need to get out of that. But this is supposed to be absolutely amazing, so I cannot wait to get into this. I really like kind of reading books like this and then breaking it up and reading like fiction books as well, but I'm excited to kind of use this book to help transform my mornings. The next book is very bright and exciting, and it's called The Goddess Revolution by Mel Wellis, who I don't recognise, she's on the back there, but it says make peace with food, love your body and reclaim your life. And I actually came across this one before, when I was in that stage before I started Slimming World and was kind of like in a not very good body place, and this book actually popped up on Amazon and I really liked kind of the message behind it and kind of the like basically everything in it. But one of the people that are quoted on the back is actually Madeline Shaw, who I really like. It says, if you've ever struggled with diet, food, body image or your weight, then the Goddess Revolution is your new handbook for life. Imagine how much you would fall in love with your life again if you weren't so consumed with negative thoughts about food, your weight or your body. I really like that it's not your typical diet book. It's more about getting you to love your body, which while it says like it's about breaking the whole dieting and strict regimes thing, I will be using and reading this alongside doing Slimming World, obviously, because I'm going to read this while I'm doing Slimming World, because I'm kind of doing Slimming World to help reset my eating and the way I kind of look at food and kind of what I reach for, what food I reach for first. So hopefully this will help to change my mindset on what I eat and my body and me as a general. The last self-help one I mainly got because it made me laugh when I seen it on Amazon, but it says, it's quite a lot on the cover, it's a step-by-step plan for surviving your quarter-life crisis, the 20-something guide to getting it together, and it's by Mary Trainier, I think that's how you say her last name, the blogger for Hello Giggles, which it was really kind of one of the things that made me want to get it because it's a book written by a fellow blogger, but it's it says on the back, it's your guide to making it as a real life grown-up. And I like that it's not a massive book either, so I should be able to get through it fairly quickly. Now on to the exciting fiction books. I always love reading fiction books. I always have since I was a little kid. Like, I could easily get through books like this thin in a day as a child, and have done on many occasions. So I've got 3 books, and the first one is This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay, and it's basically a book from a guy who was a junior doctor. I don't think he still is, but it's basically his secret diary, and he kept it while he was a junior doctor, and I really wanted to read it, being a critical care nurse myself, because we have a very warped sense of humour, and it's always interesting to read stuff like this. And I've seen quite a lot of people who aren't in the medical field who found this really, really good. Next up is this one, which is amazing. I read the first one, I've got the first one, and I hilariously bought the first one again, thinking I did it in a post night shift, 2 hours worth of sleep, sleep deprived state. Bought the first book again thinking it was the second book that had come out, but this is actually the second book, and amazingly I managed to find it in Costco for $5.99, like with no VAT, and I think it's normally, yeah, it's normally $12.99. So I don't think I've seen it there since, but I just kind of seen it offhand, and I was going to buy it online when I saw it on like Amazon and WHS, and I held off, and I don't know why. I just kind of never picked it up, and I'm glad I didn't. The only thing that bugs me about it is the sleeve, because it doesn't stay on the book properly, but I'm glad I didn't now, because it's only $5.99 in Costco. But this is the sequel of Louise Pentland's Wild About Me book, which is called Wild About the Girl. And it just seems amazing. There's a bunch of people on the back that have read it, including Giovanna Fletcher, Sophie Kinsella, loads of amazing people, and I like this one because it's a pretty hefty sized book, so I can really kind of get my teeth into it. I don't know how long the sleeve's gonna last for though. That might be coming off pretty sharpish, because I hate it when books have sleeves that just don't stay on them. They're just so annoying, and it's got such a pretty inside cover as well with the wellies. It's just so sweet. So I cannot wait to start reading that one. That one I feel like it's going to be a pretty easy one to read. And then the last one is one of my favourite ones. I love the cover of this one, and it's Giovanna and Tom Fletcher's new book called The Eve of Man, and it's all about the first girl born in 50 years called Eve. And it says on the front, how do you choose between love and the future of the human race? I haven't seen too much about what it is, but it says inside, all her life Eve has been kept away from the opposite sex, kept from the truth of her past, but at 16 it's time for her to face her destiny. 3 potential males have been selected for her, and the future of humanity is in her hands. She's always accepted her fate until she meets Bram. And Eve wants control over her life, she wants freedom. But how do you choose between love and the future of the human race? Okay, so The Eve of Man is the first in an explosive new trilogy. I'm so excited to read this one. So I picked this one up. I think I got it in W.H. Smith's when it first came out. So I'm super excited to read that book. But that is absolutely all the books I've got for autumn and winter. It's probably going to take me a little while to get through these with work, with blogging, with YouTube, with Vlogtober, with everything going on, and just life in general. So I'm going to try and make a habit of reading before bed, because I tend to sit on my iPad and watch something, whereas I might try and start reading before bed. My only problem with reading before bed is I have on more than one occasion got so into a book that I've been up till about 5-6 a.m. reading a book, because I just can't switch off and they're too good, which is my only qualm. So what I might have to start doing is reading like an hour before I go to bed, and read for like 45 minutes, then stop completely and go to my bed, because I just get too into books and then I can't switch off. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little kind of autumn reading list. I hope you guys are going to pick up a couple of these, because some of them are really interesting. I particularly can't wait to start reading this 20-something guide to getting it together, because I feel like it's just going to be so funny. But let me know if you're going to pick up any of these books below, and what your autumn reading list is. If you've got any other books that you think I might be interested in, I'm going to start jotting them down on my phone as like what to read next after these 6 books. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.